There is one tool that if you learn to use in your day-to-day life will completely change it. You will be able to gain infinite experience in any area of your life while also changing your self-image. And that tool is of course visualization. And in this video, I'll tell you the most important points about visualization, the correct way to visualize, how to visualize, and how you can use it to change your self-image and to change your life in general. But before all of this, I want to tell you a story. They once conducted an experiment on two groups of dart players. One group, the control group, just played darts and they try to improve their aim as much as possible. The second group visualized playing darts. They didn't actually play darts, they just visualized playing darts. And what they found out shocked them. The group that visualized improved significantly more than the control group. The people who visualized improved their aim much more than the group that actually played darts. So how can you implement that into your life? Before I go on, click the link in the description to join my community of like-minded individuals who will help you change your self-image, and you'll also get a full course on the self-image, and there is a part about the visualization and what visualizing does for you. So how did they improve so much by just visualizing? The first thing they did is that they visualized in great detail. People found out that your mind is stupid. If you imagine anything in the greatest of details, it will actually believe that. And that's why when you wake up from dreams, you're scared, you've just been eaten by a shark. It didn't actually happen, but because in dreams you visualize, you imagine in the most autistic of details, you hear, you listen, you smell, you taste all of these things. You wake up like you've actually been eaten by a shark. And this is the power of visualizing. So visualize in great detail. And what I'll give you to help you is that you use your five senses. Whenever you want to visualize, think, okay, I need to use my five senses. You can hear the sound of your shoes on the crunchy leaves. You can smell the beautiful spring breeze. You can hear the birds chirping. You can see them flying. You can taste the beautiful crisp cold water. All of these things are details. All of these things are your five senses. And if you add them into your visualization, you will find that it feels like reality. Your mind interprets it as actually real. And this again is the power of visualizing. You will finish the visualization and you'll be like, wait, I actually feel like I was just there. I feel like I was on the Eiffel Tower in Paris. But you weren't actually there, you just imagined in great detail. And here's the thing, if you imagine in great detail and your mind actually believes that, it will give you the same experience from doing that thing in the visualization as doing it in real life. That is what happened with the dart experiment. They weren't actually playing darts, but they imagined it in great detail, so their mind believed it. It was the same as actually throwing darts, because your mind believes it. The second step to a successful visualization is that you visualize the process. You don't visualize the darts already on the board. No, you visualize the process. You visualize your hand going back and then you throwing the dart. You visualize the sound of the dart. Like I said, the five details. You visualize all of the process. And why you do that is because what you want to gain is experience. You want to gain the experience of throwing the dart. If you visualize the dart already on the board, then you won't get any experience from it. But throwing the dart, the process itself is where all of the experience lies. So what you should visualize is always the process, so that you gain the experience exactly as if you did it in real life. Now you'll ask me, Hazim, okay, I understand all of this, but how exactly do I visualize? And I'll give you 3 simple steps. Step 1. Get out a piece of paper and then think, what is your goal? What do you want to gain from that visualization? What experience do you want to gain? Do you want to become better at sport? Do you want to become better at socializing with people? What do you want to become better at? Find your goal and then write it down on top of the piece of paper. Then write the script, and this is the most important part. And I'll remind you, again, write in the greatest of details. Use all of your 5 senses. So on the piece of paper, write down 1 paragraph or 2. And in those 2 paragraphs, write in as much detail as you can. Write, I heard the birds chirping, I smelled the beautiful food, I did that. Just write everything you can down. How would it feel? What would you smell? What would you see? What would you feel? All of these things. Write them down, because when you write them down and you actually feel them and see them and implement them in the visualization, that's when the visualization will become a great one. The third step is where you can choose. And I prefer the first choice, which is recording yourself reading the script. You've written down the script in great detail, you've written down the process, all of these things, and you just read it out loud and you record yourself while reading it. So, what you do after that is just sit down, close your eyes, relax, and play that recording of yourself. It might sound cringe, it might feel a bit weird, but you'll get over that in just 2 visualizations. So play that recording and close your eyes. And why I recommend this is because it's easier. You don't have to think about the scenarios, you don't have to think about the details while also visualizing and creating that reality in your mind. You just have to listen and create the reality. Again, the most important points are details using your 5 senses, the process, and an extra one is the point of view. See yourself doing the action. Don't watch yourself from afar. Use the first person point of view so that you actually gain experience because you're the one doing it. And how all of this ties into the self image is very simple. Because you can do actions that you couldn't usually do, you'll actually be able to kickstart your self image change. If you want to become a more confident person, you want to build a confident self image, what you want to do is to start speaking to people, start holding eye contact, start doing actions and thinking thoughts of a person who's confident. That's how you become confident. That's how you build a confident self image. Let's say you're not at that level where you can actually hold eye contact, where you can start up conversations. This is where visualizing comes in. You visualize doing that thing, starting up conversations with random strangers on the street. You close your eyes, you visualize that, you visualize all the details, and you do that 1 to 2 times a day. And you'll find that after a week, it's like you've actually gone out and had those conversations. But in reality, it was just in your mind. And again, this is the power of visualizing. You can change your self image by just imagining yourself doing actions that a millionaire would do. And by doing that, you trick your brain into feeling that it actually did those things. But in reality, you didn't actually do it. Utilize visualizations because they can change your life. And if you want to learn more about visualizing and your self image, click the link in the description to join my community. And click on this video right here to learn about bad self images and how to completely remove them.